They don't have a chair for Skeletor?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Cinema Chop Shop and Movie Mass Reviews proudly presents to you the masters of the freaking Cineverse. How you guys doing today? Make sure you guys chime in and say hello, and let us know that you are here. Say hello.
Say hello and let us know you're here. Yeah. Live show. We've got a lot to cover.
Paul Thurling is here.
Nice one,
How
mate.
are you doing, Paul?
Turning up. Cheers for turning up. Who else is here?
The Irish Jim is here. Cheerio and all that
right.
good stuff.
Missy T.
Miss T is here. Hello.
He's trying to do his British accent.
It's my posh accent. Oh.
Yeah, that's how it sounds. You got a real pretty mouth. So let's get on with the show, boys.
Did he say cheerio? Cheerio and all that good stuff, mate.
You're getting there. So how are you anyway, Davey?
I'm doing good on this magnificent Sunday evening. I have something that I need to go pick up so I can do my next horror haul and I can show it off to you guys. This is a really like a once in a lifetime collectible. I'll give you guys the backstory on that shit when I get it. But yes, it is awesome. Trust when I say this.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking.
I was just about to say, how you doing today, man? How you doing today? You're over here breaking up like, you know.
Yeah, over here I'm not gonna lie, it's November and it's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Unfortunately,
Mariah Carey starting to surface and shit. You know
oh my god, Mariah Carey, yeah, she's about to hit. I bet I haven't watched any MTV or any of that yet, but I bet it's already on. But anyway, look, where are we? All right, so we have a few things to talk about this evening. Nothing massive or breaking because there's been a slow week, but we still have stuff to talk about. People who love movies will be interested in all this. And first of all, off the top, it's not part of what we were going to talk about, but something that you brought up earlier on about Gears of War.
Gears of War. Yeah, so Dave Bautista has been petitioning for a very long time to get a role in Gears of War. And it's starting to look a lot like this might really happen because Netflix has announced that they're making a Gears of War film, correct? And because of this, Dave Bautista has put up this picture of him in an outfit. What's the main character's name? Marcus, right?
I'm not really sure. I played the game.
I think his name is Marcus. I don't know. I wish the homie Beefy was here. He knows that game like the back of his hand. But anyway, yeah. So he wants to play the lead in the film, but then also, if I'm not mistaken, he was actually released as a DLC in the video game itself. So because of this, he's saying like, why not me? And I mean, Batista has the build and the look for like a COG fighter. No, so I really
this guy it's him, isn't it? The main character. It's him. Size, build, face. It's him. I mean, like when a big star like this is saying, I want to be part of this, then you should really kind of grab him by the nuts. But it all depends on how much he wants for it. And if you really want it, you should take a deal. But, Netflix will plenty of money. It will be Netflix TV show. That's all I know. But
no, I don't think it's going to be. I think it's going to be a film.
Oh, is it?
I think they're trying to push a film. Don't quote me on that. But last thing I read was the Gears of War film. So he's been really pushing for this to happen. And honestly, like I can't see anybody that would be better. Like Batista has kind of emerged as a face in Hollywood.
Yeah, no, he definitely is the part for it. You see, if it is a film, I reckon shouldn't that be going theatrical then, kinda?
Not if Netflix has the exclusive rights. Yeah. If Netflix has the exclusive rights to it, then this is what I've been noticing. Netflix has gotten a lot of game rights, if you've noticed, like Resident Evil, right? Like Netflix is starting to like grab
with that.
Yeah, exactly. So they're grabbing these gaming rights, and then Netflix has grabbed a lot of anime rights too. So because of this, they're kind of cornering the market on certain pop culture things. Now, the bad thing about it is Netflix doesn't have a really good track record when it comes to adapting anime and now games into a film. Like they're not good. Like I didn't watch the Resident Evil movie that came out on Netflix. It was Netflix, right? But I heard it was like really bad.
The TV series recently was Netflix. I'm not sure if the movie was, to be honest with you. but I know
Yeah.
the like, recent TV show, which, by the way, after one episode, I was out. I was done. So yeah,
like a light. But yeah, so
I do think Batista. I mean, I've played Gears of War on Xbox because it's exclusive for Xbox, as far as I remember. And
yeah, it was.
I played it years ago, and it is a lot of fun. I know it's got a massive following, but one thing's for sure, I do know what the character looks like, and Batista is it. Do you know what I mean?
Batista looks like it. If Batista's not the lead guy, he looked like somebody that was serving that crew because he's big.
Because they're exaggerated looking characters, but he actually is an exaggerated looking man. So it's like, you know, and even his facial, everything. So yeah, I'm 100%. You know, whether it would be good or not, I don't know. But you know what? And it's got to be an expensive thing to make because it's all sci-fi and action and aliens. I mean, it's got to be a few pounds behind it. But Netflix definitely has the money. But
I need a solid chainsaw gun kill though. If
yeah,
they can give me one solid good chainsaw gun kill, like I'll be happy.
Well,
but
I do remember the chainsaw gun kill. Oh, the chainsaw.
But they have. I think they also have to kind of keep the, because that game was bloody as hell, and I think they need to keep that essence alive. Like you need, if somebody gets hit with a shotgun, I need to see them blow into pieces. Like I don't want to see it
on
like
the screen, if I remember.
Yeah. Now, I don't know about that part. I wouldn't go as far as like I want blood to splatter on the screen, but at the same time, I would want like it needs to be gory. Like it can't just be like some atypical like, oh, we're just gonna run around and shoot some people and that's it. Like, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean we haven't got much on it, and that's all we have about Batista. But so you know, if we hear any more, we will update you. But I want to know, you guys out there who's watching, what do you think? Do you like the idea of Batista being in it, or do you think who cares? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as normal to both our channels. And if you haven't done it already, what are you waiting for? And for those who are, I know, what are you doing? Now, if you're watching live, what do you think about Dave Batista in Gears of War? Now, I know some of you out there going, that's a game we don't know what you're talking about. Go and Google it. You'll know what I'm talking about. Yeah.
But look, real quick. Trivia for you guys in the chat. Where was that from? Where was that from? What are you waiting for, huh? What are you waiting for? What movie is that from? Anyway, so we'll take some chats.
Don't remember.
Wow, y'all try to figure it out.
All right.
I like random trivia. The Irish Jim says it is Marcus. That's what I thought.
It is Marcus.
Kung Pao 19K says I almost forgot about the stream. How dare you, sir? How dare you? All right, and then we have that he's on your stream. Then we have Hannah Jones saying video game adaptations are often bombed though.
Not often, mostly.
Yeah, but Sonic was actually pretty fucking good.
Sonic was good, and
Sonic was probably like the exception.
The Last of Us is coming out in January, I think, or anyway next year, and I'm really hoping that really hits the nail. And going by what I've seen so far, it looked like it might, but I've been fooled before 100 times. But yeah, definitely.
I saw Dave Batista live at a wrestling show. That's cool. So did I. Blow up West Ham Stadium, bring it on. All right. the man is a unit. I don't know what that means. That sounds like some British slang.
About blowing up West Ham.
Let's see. Hannah Jones says it's from Scary Movie. Yes, it is. And the Irish Jim plugged the original in. I Know What You Did Last Summer in Scary Movie. Yeah, it's from I Know What You Did Last Summer. You said who said what? Batista blow up West Ham Stadium. Yeah. Hannah Jones said that.
All right, so you're not a West Ham fan then?
I don't know what the hell that is.
It's a football
and
club.
Then CLJ says, howdy ho. Oh, Sean's in the house. What's up, Sean? Sean says, what up?
Thanks for joining, Hannah, by the way.
Hey, Renamon's in the house. What's up? I grew up with the Batman, the animated series.
We're getting to that soon. Wait for it. We're getting to Kevin Conroy very soon. We've got a couple of things
very soon.
And we're going to be talking.
Yeah, we got 12 people in the house so far. Hey, make sure do me a favor, guys. Invite somebody. Invite a friend.
Invite people. We need to build this community so we can do more. And you know, it's fun doing. What I was going to say is just for a quick update, in case you don't see the nice pink thing at the bottom of the screen that it took me ages to do. We're going to be talking about John Wick's new trailer, but is it being milked? Brendan Fraser's the whale and something about that. Snoop Dogg is having his own
Biopic.
film doing. Yeah, we'll talk about briefly about Godzilla and Kong. Something new has just come out about it, and we're going to be talking about Kevin Conroy and a bit about him and what we think and rest in peace sort of thing. And Wakanda Forever box office. Oh my god, it's huge.
All right.
It's big, it's huge. So we'll get into all that. So
Ridiculous.
first of all, let's get into. Let me get the picture up because it takes me ages to get these things out, and this thing is just annoying. All right. First of all, John Wick 4 trailer dropped a couple of days ago.
John Wick 4.
There you go. There you go. What do you reckon? John Wick 4 trailer dropped a couple of days ago. Now, Davey, what did you think of it? The trailer.
It was cool. I mean, after the end of John Wick 3, I was kind of wondering, like, how are they going to... I mean, obviously, they kind of segued into, like, this will continue. But at the same time, I was just like, I mean, how much more story can you tell? Like, we've already had this guy hunted.
Yeah, here we are. They found a way.
Exactly. I'm like, how much more story can you tell? Like, this guy's going to wake up from a coma and still be hunted by more people. And then is this shit ever going to end? Will they ever stop? Will they ever stop hunting him? And then when you think about it, like, this first started off as a movie of a man getting revenge because they killed his dog. And like now it's like spiraled into something like crazy, But I love the franchise. It's kind of like the rebirth of action movies, to be honest with you. Like, we haven't seen action movies like this in a very long time. We haven't seen choreography like this in a very long time. We haven't seen fight scenes. And honestly, like, he's been bringing in people from like kind of like that are known from different genres, Like, we've had the people that from the Raid come in and work on this movie, So that's huge. And it's also introducing a Western audience to those Eastern influences. So I think it's dope. I mean, although I feel like, we're getting to the point where it's becoming a bit cliche, I still like what the film has to offer because let's be honest, like, John Wick has been adding a lot to the world in regards to like at least action movies.
Well, I watched it and I thought the trailer looks like it's on par with the rest of the movies, all the other three. So it looks like it's on par. It looks exactly like it. I love the world, the comic book world, kind of the under comic book world that they've built with the hotel. What is it? I can't remember that place. They're thinking about making a spin-off about, the hotel you're not allowed. Let me know below.
What is it? The hotel, starts with a C, the Continental?
Yeah, that's it. I like the world they live in, like that nobody else knows about, Speaking of which, I just want to say is one of my
spin-off is Ballerina, though.
I only don't know much about it. All I know is
spin-off. Okay, so let me just throw it out there. There's a spin-off to John Wick coming called Ballerina. I don't know much about it, but I know that it has been announced. And see, this is the thing about John Wick. Again, John Wick has created this universe where it's big enough where now we're starting to get expansive universes, which honestly I wouldn't mind. Like, I wouldn't mind getting like a backstory on like Morgan Freeman, on Lawrence Fishburne's character, that'll be a pretty cool thing to do. Like, getting background stories on some of these characters will be pretty cool. So we'll see where they go with this.
Is it correct me if I'm wrong, and I can't remember, it's vague, but do you remember the lady Angelica Houston who was something like was kind of like a teacher to John Wick? Remember, he went to see her and she was sitting in a classroom, or no, she was in a theater. Wasn't there loads of people doing ballet?
Yeah, I think it's that.
Could that be to do with what with the film's talking about?
Yeah, that might be it.
That's random, right, out there. But what I was going to say is one of my favorite scenes in John Wick of all the films, and I know the second one isn't the most popular of the three, even though it's still good, was the end scene, spoilers, of John Wick 2 when he was walking through the park and all the phones were going off, because it was alerted that he's wanted, and all the phones were. I was like, oh my god! And he started picking up speed, and all of a sudden he had to bomb it, and the camera zoomed out, and as you see him running through the park, and everyone just picking up the phone, I was like, that was such a good way it was shot, the way it was filmed, the whole lot. I loved it. But what I was going to say is about this one. In the trailer, it felt like they were trying to say this is it in some way. They were saying, you want out, you want your family, you want this over with. This is what you got to do. This is how it ends, right? But that don't mean it will end, because look at Fast and Furious 10 is coming out soon. I mean, how much more can you make of that? You're going to
it's great, but that's a good example, because Fast and the Furious lost its essence a long time ago. You know, like when I watched Fast and the Furious, the first one, like 2 years ago or something, and I was like, yo, this is such a good movie. Like, how the hell did we deviate to what we have now? Like, I don't get it. Like,
right, we're talking about stealing VHSs and DVD players, and you're trying to find out who did it. To now they're going to space. Do you know? They're going to space.
Because even though people don't like it, I even like Tokyo Drift. And I like it because I liked it because it stayed within the context of what the film was about.
Yeah. It was still grounded to an extent, if you get what I mean. We can't go to the bathroom without our toilet, our cars. And we can't go and see anyone without cars. We're jumping out of airplanes backwards without training with parachutes. You know,
and we're also swinging from airplanes from our cars.
Yeah, that's
don't
what
forget
I mean.
that. But I was also a fan of drifting, so that's another reason why I like Tokyo Drift. Drifting, that was like the first introduction to the Western world about drifting, other than like Need for Speed Underground.
Well, I'm saying about John Wick, I hope they don't milk it. And as much as I want to see part 4, and I probably want to see a 5th one, I hope they don't milk it to the point where Fast and Furious, like, it's become even though it's making lots of money, it's become a joke. You know, it's become silly. It just, please don't. I'm hoping.
I can't see this film series becoming a joke. As long as they continue to bring them dope ass fight scenes, the blood, the gore, and all of that, I really think that this film franchise can go on for a while. Now, you might fatigue people with it. You might fatigue people with, like, okay, like, we're seeing the same thing over and over and over again. John Wick going do, you know, like, we're seeing the same thing over. So it's like eventually people might get a little bit fatigued from it. But I think they got at least like 5 solid films and a couple of spinoffs before they should kill it.
Well, all right, I can go with another one. I'm sure, because like at the end of the last one, I was like, I want another. So yeah, but there will be a point where I'm like, all right, I don't care anymore. But my question is to you guys out there: do you think John Wick 4 is enough? Do you think they're going to do more? Do you think it's going to be milked, or would you just keep watching the franchise till they do 110? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and if you're watching live, what do you think?
All right, we're about to get to it right now. But fun fact before we start taking notes, I actually got a chance to see John Wick 3 like weeks before it came out at a screener, and dude, it was so cool. They gave us like free merch. I had like a freaking the hat that said excommunicado on the top. They gave it's really cool. When you get to go to like some of the screeners, you get some really cool freaking swag sometimes. All right, so first up, CLJ says they're milking it.
Well, I don't know just yet, to be fair with you, CLJ. It's borderline, could happen after this, but I don't think, because there still is part of the story to be told here, you know? So I don't think they're quite milking it yet, but I think after this, it could run into that. But just my opinion.
Hannah Jones says, I'm up for John Wick just killing more people. Do we need a storyline? You know what? That's kind of true, but I mean, you know, you gotta entertain me.
You have to have a plot and a narrative.
You gotta entertain me for a little bit. Like, you can't just.
It's just a story, but it works within the world they've created. So yeah,
it's called Ballerina. Yes, sir. CLJ chimes in with get Carrie Ann Moss for John Wick 4.
Do the Matrix stuff. Yes, why not?
I
wouldn't be surprised.
CLJ, awesome idea. See, well, hey guys, you usually do these at night. Who said this? Henry. Hey guys, you usually do these at night. I know, Henry, but you know, we have to change it up a little bit. We noticed that more people are up during this time, and people actually, like, you know, tune in. Yeah, and then also, like, it works better for Del Boy. Del Boy was getting up at 4 o'clock in the morning to do these reviews and these things, so it kind of works better for all of us, you know. And
if you think I was dopey now, you should have seen me at 4 o'clock.
I mean, he remembers he was there with all the when we did our Better Call Saul, so he knows.
Oh, Henry,
yeah, Henry was there for that.
I remember. When
you jump the shark, you can't go back. Oh, damn. That's funny. CLJ True, the Irish Gym. You got this. It's the biggest joke. Love the other three. I can't wait to see this one. Who's that? Louise Copeland.
Louise, hello. Thank
And
you for
very
joining.
true. It'll work for the Matrix reunion. Don't replace Kiana, and it will live forever. Well, yeah, Kiana. See, it works for
Right,
Kiana because
me and you
Kiana
were
can't act for
talking about
shit.
this over there
So he's
about
like,
Keanu Reeves.
Kiana's dry as shit, but it
That's
works
what
for
I'm
him.
saying. He's not a great actor, but he
As long as
brings
they don't do John Wick
energy
babies, I'll be
to it.
happy. Let's see. John Wick has been quality though. Action movie franchise usually don't have 4 good movies in a row. This is
We
true,
haven't seen the
Henry.
fourth yet, though. This could be shit.
It could be, but I don't think so. I think they're going. Jonathan Rogers. Hey, Jonathan Rogers, are you
Hey, John.
new? They will milk it, but I
Hello,
still
John.
watch. You know Jonathan?
Yeah, he's got a real pretty mouth.
Oh, Jonathan's one of your mates.
He knows
Got
what
you.
I'm talking about.
I've never seen John Wick. Paul, you never seen John Wick? That's crazy.
Who's that? Who said that?
Paul.
Paul, you've never seen John Wick. Cancel.
Keanu's doing all this shooting and fight scenes, and he's like 58 years old. Hey,
Him.
he out here trying to live his best life. He out here doing the Tom Cruise thing, you know?
Tom Cruise is 60. By the way,
Tom
you know
Cruise
Tom
old as
Cruise
shit, running around.
is actually going to space and going to be the first person ever to shoot a film in space. Now, I know you've seen footage in space. He's actually going, and he's actually going to space. I don't know what film it is. Something's coming out where he's going to space, and he's going to be the first person ever to be shooting a film in space. That's Tom Cruise. What else? I mean,
Right, last comment.
do.
Last comment. It says John Wick isn't going the way of the Die Hard franchise. The first Die Hard is one of my favorite movies. The rest weren't the best qualities, you know? You know, I like Die Hard 2. Die Hard 2
I actually like Die Hard 3. I thought Die Hard 3 was so good. You know, where it was Jeremy Irons sending him all around with Samuel Jackson. We had to wear the.
That's part 2.
No, that's part 3.
Dude, with Samuel Jackson, it's part 2. Die Hard with a Vengeance. Get the fuck out of here.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, part 3. Die Hard 2.
That's 2, fool.
Oh my God.
Ain't that part 2?
All right. Someone in the comments educate him. Part 3 is Die Hard with a Vengeance with Samuel Jackson and Jeremy Irons.
Samuel Jackson's in part 2.
Second one is the one where they're on an aeroplane and it's snowing.
Number 3. Oh, shit. Chrissy, Die Hard 2 at Die Harder. Ah, that is part 3? Oh, shit. I always thought that. Oh, it's not part 2.
All right,
damn.
listen, just quickly, I need a new co-host. Is anybody interested?
All right, I'm turning my camera off now. No, I swear, I really to this day, I really thought that was part 2. That's what my sister told me, and I never looked it up. I just took her word for it.
Yeah,
so I blame my sister.
Part 3, but
I blame my sister.
All
right.
So let's jump. Oh yeah, so let's jump on to the next subject, and it is
next subject.
Kevin Conroy.
R.I.P.
Yeah. Well, this gentleman died a few days ago at 66 of cancer. And I think it was bowel cancer, as far as I know. I think, no, intestinal cancer, sorry. And a lot of people have been saying it came a sudden. I agree. I felt it came out of the blue because I was watching him in something recently in an interview. But it turns out he had been battling this for a while. Now, for those who don't know, who don't live in the world that we're living in now, Kevin Conroy done the voice of the iconic Batman animated series.
Yes.
And some people go, it's a cartoon. No, it wasn't. It could actually be the greatest cartoon ever. And I'm a Superman fan, and I like the Superman, but the animation in general. But what he brought to that character, along with Mark Hamill as the Joker, what he brought to that character, that voice, is like iconic. And I'm telling you now, every Batman movie after the animated series basically are based upon that character with the voice, the dark tone, everything. And they never really nailed it as good as he has. I mean, don't get me wrong, some of them have been great. But that animated series, if you've never watched it, telling you, it's even if you don't like animation or cartoons, and
it has some of the best. It has the best score too. Danny Elfman.
Well, Danielle, yeah, well, that's kind of off from the Batman 89 and Returns thing. But as I said, like this guy, he'd been around for a long time and he had done many things. He'd been on many other voices and he's got a Pacific Dog voice. It's just like one off. You don't have voices like that. He also appeared on a few Warner Brothers TV shows recently. Recently, the last couple of years. I see him on The Flash, the TV show, a bit of a cameo on it. But I was saddened to hear that he died because I'm a big fan of that animated series. I mean, I still think, arguably, but I still think it could actually be the best. And it's 30 years old now, and it still could be the best. Now, he continued to do the Batman voice throughout. You know, he did movies like animated.
Yeah, he did animated movies.
And because he was the go-to guy, if they're doing a Batman, they always turn to him. Now, he even did the games. Do you remember the Arkham Asylum games? He didn't do all of them, but he did most of them. And I've played one or two of them. And just to hearing his voice, it actually is that good that when you're playing, you hear him going, Oracle or some shit like that. Yeah, you're like, damn, that guy, he was so good. And I was saddened to hear that he died the other day. I mean, what do you think, Davey?
Yeah, it's very heartbreaking that we lost him, and it was from what I read, it was a very short battle with cancer as well, too.
Turned out it was longer than people knew. He was going for a while.
Really?
I'm sure. They didn't tell anyone. Now, his husband, I didn't know he was actually out. I mean, I knew him. I thought I knew quite a lot, but I didn't even know he was married, a gay man. I didn't even know that about him. But yeah, his husband came out and said it was actually quite a while. He'd been battling for a while, probably kept the secret, you know, but he didn't even. I also want to say what I know is that, you know, he turned up to a lot of cons, surprisingly. You know, he loved going to the Comic Cons and whatever. Even when he's not actually on the billing, he would turn up and just hand out his autograph without any payment or anything. He was very generous. He just loved going to them, and he loved meeting the people who loved the animated series. So, you know, it seems like,
and it's rare to see somebody do that too, because I've been to a couple of conventions, and you know, like you do see people just walking around. Like sometimes you see people just randomly just walking around, and you're just like, isn't that so and so, or isn't that so and so? Like it's crazy, like when you really like think about it. But for him to just like willingly, like fans run up to him and he just signs their autographs, like that's a sign of love, because when you go to these conventions, you realize that a lot of these people are dollar watching and they really out here trying to get money. And
we know who?
Huh?
Do we know who?
Oh, definitely. You want me to say it? Peter Weller, dude. Off top, like that was probably the greediest motherfucker I've ever met in my life. But that's a conversation for another day. But yeah, like I mean, all of them they get their money, and it's like, but there's certain when you sit down and have like, can you sit down and converse with them? Will they talk to you? Will they acknowledge you as a human being? Will they like, you know, will they treat you like a fan? Like some of them really treat you like a freaking customer. And to hear that he's like out here walking amongst the people, hanging out with the people, chatting with them, signing autographs, that just shows how much of a humane person he was. And honestly, when I used to watch the Batman movies, it used to mess me up. And the reason it used to mess me up is because I was expecting to hear his voice, because I always associated Batman with him, because I watched the animated series. The animated series was my go-to thing.
The bar was set by him, and every movie, Christian Bale's and Ben Affleck's, and even the new what's his name recently, they all are mimicking, because you see before the animated series, you had
Robert Pattinson,
and Michael Keaton and all that, but once he came out, he set the bar, and that's what Batman was supposed to be, and everyone tried to mimic it in some way, never nailed it as much. They've done good, but never nailed it like he did. And Mark Hamill, Luke Skywalker, actually did the voice of the Joker. So the relationship between them two on screen, like even the joke, even they're still trying to.
He was heartbroken about that.
Yeah,
Mark Hamill was heartbroken about that.
Like, he was supposed to be a really look. We always say that when someone dies, he was really nice, but going by it while making this video, I was learning more about him and how, as I said, he'd turn up to cons and he would just sign and take pictures and hug people and all kinds of stuff. And I'm like, how many people do you know? And you've been to a few cons, have actually you're not just a dollar sign. They're there because they want it to be. It was fun for them as it was fun for you, you know. And it's a big loss. And you know what? I really fancy going watching his last. I'm not actually sure which one it is. His last actual voice acting on Batman. I might give it a watch soon. Might watch them all. That Batman TV.
I kind of want to watch rewatch. What was it called? The Phantom Menace?
No, Mask of the Phantom.
Mask of the Phantom. There you go. The Phantom Menace. What the hell? Star Wars.
Yeah. Mark Hamill-ish. But yeah, no, that was a good movie, by the way. But
no, it really was.
Who don't care about animation, fair enough. But look, this is really worth. It's all detective work. It's just, it looks like it's made in the 50s. You've got iconic voice, and and when you watch it and you hear his voice, you'll know exactly what I'm saying. And the people who do know his voice know what I'm talking about as well.
Exactly, because he is Batman. Like, let's be honest here.
I can't do
He's
it.
Batman. He was responsible for honestly introducing a bunch of 90s kids to the character of Batman.
Yeah.
You know, just like Adam West was in his era. He was responsible for shepherding in a whole new generation of people that love Batman. Hell, I got a bunch of Batman toys as a kid because of his Batman. Like he's the reason why I love Batman. Like Batman's one of my favorite DC characters, like hands down. Honestly, he's probably like one of the only DC characters I like. And that's one of the biggest reasons why, because I grew up with this TV show and it was everything to me, you know? Yeah. So R.I.P. to that man.
I'm big loss. But my question is to you guys who are going to watch this later, what do you think? I mean, do you think that you're going to be able to watch a Batman animated cartoon after this without even thinking about him? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as usual. And for the people in the comments, let's see what you got to say.
COJ with the prayer hands. R.I.P. to that man. Let's see. The Irish Gym. It won Emmys.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
And what's up?
He was Batman.
He's Batman. Jonathan chimed in with the first adult cartoon, in my opinion.
Yeah, and so it was. It still is. It's so rewatchable.
Oh hell yeah, definitely. That show has hella replay value. Mr. Freeze, they reinvented him for that series.
Same as Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn was never actually in the comics. She
never existed until that show.
Before that show, and became who she is now because of that show only.
I was born in 2002, so I didn't really watch the Batman animated series, but Kevin Conroy's voice was absolutely perfect in the Batman Arkham Asylum games. He had the best Batman voice.
He did.
It's true. Let's see, Tyler. Hope the stream is fun, my boys. Thank you, Tyler, for joining in with us.
Cheers, mate.
We've lost a lot of great people this year. Seriously. COJ.
We will do something about that towards later on, more in December.
My favorite live action Batmans are Christian Bale and Robert Pattinson, but Kevin Conroy had the best Batman voice, in my opinion.
You know what? If he physically looked more like Batman, I would have said, look, you need to be on a live action movie, and that's all there is. Do you know?
Definitely, right?
Yeah.
I will miss him. It's funny because he kind of looks like the Joker. I will miss him. R.I.P. Such a great contribution to voice acting and made Batman his own.
Yeah.
Very true.
When you think of voice acting, there's a handful of people that come to mind, but I would say he's in the top 5, even the first, along with Mark Hamill.
Him and Mark. Giselle, I'm late. Christopher.
It's all right, as long as you're here.
Sad face. Another sad face. Jim chastising her. How could you? I am shocked. Well, maybe not that shocked. It's been a busy day. They're having a conversation. We're gonna move on. Mark Hamill's Joker is Batman. Is in the Batman Arkham Asylum games. My favorite Joker ever. I would have loved to seen the Joker in the live action Batman movie.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So, question for Dale. Dale, who did it better, Heath Ledger or Joker, or Jesse Eisenberg as Lex Luthor?
Jesse Eisenberg was the best Lex Luthor you could get. Seriously, he blew me away. I mean, I watched Superman, Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman the other night just because it was Jesse Eisenberg. Are you crazy? Who the hell asked that question? Who asked
Gallagher passed away too, the comedian with the sledgehammer. I heard about that. I'm not very familiar with that comedian though.
I'm not sure either, to be honest.
Hi guys, sorry I'm a little late. Superboy. Oh, Super Clark, my bad. I called him Superboy. Justin chimed in. What's up?
Mike.
And then Giselle, yeah, catching up with all the good stuff. And then Justin with a big R.I.P. So let's go ahead and shimmy our way into the next topic.
Right.
But
Well,
R.I.P. to Conroy.
No, big time, for real. Like really, big time. It's just awful, and a horrible way to go. But you know what? He won't be forgotten, and that's for sure. Now, on to some different news that's a bit more uplifting, I suppose. Wakanda Forever. Now, as we all know, it came out this. I mean, if you didn't know, where have you been? It's just popped out a few days ago. Now, you're probably wondering, why are we talking about it? Well, because today is Sunday, and earlier today, the numbers come out, and this has hit $180 million domestically.
Domestically.
Now,
if y'all don't know what domestically means, that means only in the U.S.
Worldwide, this is in 2 or 3 days. Worldwide,
4 days. Well, yeah, 3 days.
Well,
Sunday's not calculated.
Yeah, it's still not. Today's numbers ain't out yet. So Sunday, worldwide, it's $330 million worldwide. That's now. I actually think it's got potential to be the biggest box office movie of the year. Now, it hasn't beaten Maverick yet. The numbers will come out later on. Yeah, it might have, right? Because as far as I know, Maverick hit about nearly 250 million over by the end of Sunday night. It's still Sunday here, so we won't know till tomorrow. But regardless of that, it's the biggest November opening of all time. Whether you like the film or not, doesn't matter. It's massive. The last biggest November opening was one of the Hunger Games at 158 million, which was quite big. But this thing, I mean, did you not think? Did you know? You knew. I knew this was going to be big. But
I knew this was going to be big. Based off of first, we're riding off of the death of Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace to Chadwick Boseman. We're riding off of that. This is also this franchise already had a lot of money behind it because how well the first movie did. So a lot of people have dedicated money towards seeing that first film. So automatically the second film is going to reciprocate those exact numbers, maybe not identically, but most likely that's what's going to happen. Here's the crazy part though. I have to ask this question. We saw a dramatic dip in money in the second week for Black Adam, right? And the thing is, this movie will continue to make money, obviously, but the thing is, it's only going to be making money if you get repeat watchers, okay? That's how these movies make money, repeat watchers. Do you think that this movie will warrant enough repeated watchers to go watch this movie again and make it the money that it's possibly going to hit? Because it easily can hit $1 billion.
I'm telling you, I reckon it's going to be up there. It's definitely coming close. Now, I know that the Doctor Strange did pretty well. I know that Maverick done the best.
Spider-Man did pretty well too.
So, yeah, but that was still 2021.
Oh, we're talking about this year.
Yeah, I'm talking about this year. But will it hit Spider-Man numbers? Maybe. But I'm telling you now, will it hit Maverick numbers? I think Maverick was a surprise to everyone. It blew everyone away, and it did really well, a lot better than anyone expected.
That was a surprise.
Yeah, but this one here, it always in the back of my mind, no matter how good the movie is going to be, and the better it is for the box office, but would it do well? I had a feeling it is. Now, will it be the biggest of the year? Possibly. Now, will it beat Maverick? Possibly. But there is one more other film coming up. Hello, Terrifier. Yeah, it's a clown. We have another film coming up soon, and we have 4 weeks to the next big blockbuster, and it's Avatar 2.
Ooh,
Will Avatar beat everything? Will it knock it out? Because, as I said before, like, don't bet against James Cameron. Yeah, this guy. All right. Avatar 1 is the biggest box office success of all time to date. It still is. It beat Avengers, right? This is about blue people. Right? This is about blue people with a generic story, yeah, that has been done to death, yet it's still the highest grossing movie of all time. So will the sex? So don't bet against James Cameron because like have you seen South Park? Wherever James Cameron does, he does because James Cameron does because what he does is what he does, or some shit like that. Anyway, but what I'm saying is though, but I do think Black Panther 2 has the potential. Now, Black Adam, maybe. This has definite potential to be the top of the year. I mean, this could pass everything. Now, what did you think? I mean, if you want to see a review, check out his review on his channel on Cinema Chop Shop. He done a review of it earlier or yesterday.
And I don't share the opinions of a lot of the general audiences. I'm just warning you now.
No, he hates everything, but he didn't hate it.
No, I don't hate everything. I'm just being honest about it. But we'll talk about that later.
What I was saying is that I thought it was a good movie. I don't think it's
no, it was a good movie, but
we'll talk about it. Greatest. I'm just going to give you my little without spoilers. I liked it. I thought it was a really good movie. Don't think it was the greatest, but I still think it was a solid movie. I will watch it again.
It's a good movie for a Marvel movie.
So yeah, you know, and does it deserve it? The money it's getting? Well, yeah. I mean, if it's bringing in the people and it's getting people back into the cinema after the pandemic, then yeah. If it's doing that, then it deserves it. What do you guys think? Do you think?
Wait, segue into that shit. Hold on, wait. Damn, you just do that. Good Lord, damn. I've been waiting for you to stop talking for like 20 minutes already.
I'll never stop talking.
All right, anyway, look, before you do that, one, I didn't hate the movie, okay? For a Marvel movie, it's good. As a Black Panther movie, it's bad, and I will elaborate on that later. Now, I will say this about the Black Panther franchise. The Black Panther franchise has they've created something that's very unique. They have found a way to entice two of the biggest buying markets in the United States. All right. The African-American buying market is huge. Okay. We buy shit. So the fact that you're enticing that market automatically says that this movie is setting up for a big blockbuster smash hit. Now, they have enticed another market, which is the Hispanic Latin American side, right? That's another powerhouse buying market. Now, my question is, though, if there are any Hispanics or Latino people or Latinas in the chat, please let me know. Did this movie's cultural aspects or cultural representation made you interested in seeing the movie from a Hispanic point of view? I really want to know this because I want to see something. I want to see something. All right. Did it entice you culturally to want to see the movie? All right. I know I got a few Latinos and Latinas in the chat. In there somewhere, chime in. But yeah, I think that because it entices those two markets, that it has a possibility to be freaking huge. If the markets buy in, at least.
And it's a Marvel movie.
Oh yeah, definitely. That's Marvel. You're automatically going to get repeat watchers because
heroes,
Marvel audiences are so dedicated to.
Even if they don't like it, they'll go and see it again. That's all there is.
Oh, definitely.
I mean,
all right, now you can segue out.
Thank you. All right, so. All right. So what I was going to say is, look, what do you guys think? Do you think it deserves to be as big as it might be? Do you think it will be the biggest film of the year? Let us know in the comments below. Hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're watching in the live chat, what do you guys think? Do you think this film could possibly be the biggest box office movie of the year? Let us know. What we got to say?
All right. So Giselle chimed in and said some scenes were filmed in Puerto Rico. I can see that. That movie was filmed a lot of different places. They had some really good set shots. CLJ chimed in with definitely to Billy. Hannah chimed in with Maverick was awesome. CLJ replied with Maverick's the GOAT.
Would you believe
he responded with, you haven't seen what? What's wrong with you? And then CLJ chimed in with Avatar. And then look at Justin with his blasphemy. I don't think Wakanda Forever will hit Spider-Man No Way Home numbers.
I don't know.
I think it is. I think it will. I really do. No Way Home ain't even a good fucking movie, bro. Let's keep it a buck around here. All right. And then he said that's just me. We keep it a buck around here. No Way Home ain't even a good movie. That movie is only good because of the Tobies. All right, so Maverick was one of the recent favorites. Looking forward to Terrifier 2, though. Ooh, Jonathan, you ain't seen Terrifier 2? What are you waiting for, huh?
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
It's really good.
We need to start loading up some clips so we could throw that in randomly in the middle of like freaking like our shows. All right, overrated on the film. Yes, I'm betting against James Cameron.
Who said that?
CLJ, very risky business out here.
The GOAT. All right, let me tell you about the GOAT, right? CLJ,
Mad.
he made a film about a boat crashing in the water and two silly people running around for 3 hours, and people went to see this. It was the highest grossing movie of all time. And guess what beat the highest grossing movie of all time? James Cameron. Again, with blue people with a generic story. Let me tell you, do not bet against him, CLJ.
First, Avatar is overrated. Second, will be 2. I actually agree with that.
Well, regardless,
Maverick was always going to do well. Jet fighters are awesome machines.
It was going to do well.
Hey, I'm not going to say that because that is a movie and a product of the 80s, and I was not sure if it would be able to be sold to a modern audience.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to say that it was always going to do well. Tom Cruise is not a guaranteed bet on person. I'm sorry. I'm looking forward to Black Panther 2. Winston Duke. That man's bark is epic. Oh yeah, you ain't gonna see too much of that, man. All right. So can't get into Avatar maybe in the future. Avatar ain't that fun, bro. You're not missing nothing. Black Adam, no. Black Panther 2, yes. Avatar 2, only fueled by nostalgia. Nostalgia. All right, so Giselle said, I think it will. CLJ said, $1 trillion black dollars. Dave is right. 1 trillion in black dollars. Dave is right. Yes, I'm telling you, we have the biggest fucking buying market. Stop playing. Like, if they market it right, like I'm telling you, like it's a done deal. All right, so it will almost certainly hit 1 billion. It will have to repeat viewings. It will have repeat viewings, but don't think it will be as well received as Maverick. It's not. It's people are already being honest about this movie. And I thought the first Black Panther movie was above average, 6 out of 10. The blasphemy, sir. CLJ, me, you got to have a sit down and talk, sir. We're gonna have to sit down and talk. Wait, Justin says, App Giselle, it could be, but I think it's not going to be easy. Spider-Man made a lot more money with the extended cut versions as well, because Spider-Man needs that bullshit.
Is a big Spider-Man is just a money maker in general. I mean,
Jonathan says Marvel milk.
Spider-Man is a huge fan base. There's nothing. It's probably the biggest, so you can't fail.
Miss T says, no, but then again, I've never seen the trailer before watching the movie, but to be honest, it really would not entice me to watch the movie. I wanted to watch a Black Panther movie. What are you trying to say? That it's not a Black Panther movie? Oh no!
That was the best British accent I ever heard you doing. Bit old fashioned. You sound like one of those World War II heroes coming home from war. Like, oh no, how dare they?
Adolf Hitler thought he could stop us.
There you go. You know you're right.
Going to see it tomorrow. I'm hoping it is as good. It is good. Not sure if it will be as good as the first one, but looking forward to it. Don't think it will pass Maverick. Louis, make sure you check out my review after you see it, because I don't want to spoil it. Even though I do a non-spoiler, I don't want to feel like I kind of like brainwashed you or anything. None of the MCU spiders are good. Okay, yeah. I mean, that's true.
I did like that. Just saying. Is it the last one?
If a Marvel movie doesn't make $1 billion in 2022, then it feels
like that. It feels like if none of these movies don't make $1 billion, they scrap it. It just feels like that, to be honest. And it's a bit unfair, to be honest. You know. But anyway.
What have I missed? Jim, you missed our topic about Black Panther. I will do things, Davey. True. Anything with MCU on it will make it rain with the money. Not really. I think I'm gonna be honest with you. I really think that with the rise of all these stupid Netflix shows, I think it's starting to dwindle the quality of the MCU, and people are starting to realize that they're not as good as they cracked up to be. But that's just me, though.
They're not. They're definitely not. They're just falling apart since Avengers Endgame. But all right. Anyway, look. Okay. Well, you know, that's what we got to say about that. Let's move on to the next topic. And I know we've spoken about him before, but Brendan Fraser is back again. Now we spoke about him a couple of weeks ago about the Mummy, but his
That
new
is such a
movie,
crazy looking picture. That
his new
prosthetic's
movie,
good.
The Whale, just the trailer, sorry, just dropped, and we knew this was coming for a while. Now, did you see it?
Of course, I watched it because you said watch the trailer.
Well, you know, I say a lot of things. You don't listen, but as I said, look, I watched the trailer. I'm expecting good things from him.
It wasn't just me or that trailer didn't. I like trailers that don't tell you much, but damn, that trailer didn't tell you anything.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Or am I tripping? Am I tripping?
No, it was about a minute long. The trailer was about a minute long, and normally they average about 2 minutes 30 seconds. This was a minute, and also surprisingly, didn't know it was A24.
Yeah, I knew that. Come on, look.
Yeah.
All washed up rappers, all washed up actors go to A24 in order to rejuvenate their career. I'm gonna say that shit. Right? Well, like all washed up actors go to A24 to rejuvenate their career. That's the only way to do it.
This film, the plot goes, I only know a little bit, so all I know is that he's a married man with a family, and he's in the closet. He's in the closet about being gay, and
I didn't even know that. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, he finally leaves his family and runs off into a gay relationship, and it abandons his family. But turns out doing that was the way he done it was wrong. He lost the boyfriend, lost his kids, lost all that, and he turned to eating, which made him, like you see in the picture, and his health was pretty bad. And
I was wondering, like, where are you getting this well from then? But okay, keep talking.
That's why he's really big, and he's covered in, like, he's in bad health, and he's trying to rekindle with his old family, not to get back with like his wife or anything, just to make up for old times. Now, it's also delves into binge eating and was that the right word?
I mean, come on, depression.
Yeah, you know, when you eat too much. Yeah, it's down to doing that and making wrong choices. Like, it's supposed to be he's a good guy, but he just made wrong choices, and now he's paying for it. Now, I'm saying Oscar buzz here. That's all I'm saying. Of course. Yeah. Now, whether it will be good or not, I don't know. I do think that he's going to give it his all, because right now is the time for him to shine. And I think he will. Whether the film's good or not, he will be.
I feel like you just told me the whole fucking movie, bro.
That's all I know.
Like the whole movie.
I'm sure there's more to it than what I just said. I'm not sure if I got it 100%.
I mean, of course, look, at the end of the day, like, I already know that there's more to it. Like, you know, it's all about execution. That sounds all good and dandy, like, on paperwork, but like until we see it like in action, like, we won't really know if it's executed.
That's correctly. What I mean. Just there's a lot riding in the sense on it, because he's had this resurgence, and he's on the lips and mouths of everyone at the moment. Now, but this is something I just want to go kind of off topic with him a little bit. Now, I want to say something. So, as we all know, most people who watch this, Brendan Fraser has been through a rough few years. He's had maybe 20 years been bad, and a lot of people know him from The Mummy and is it George of the Jungle and stuff like that, all the kind of cheesy.
He did that, Monkey Bone, Bedazzled.
Yeah, stuff like that. But a lot of people.
Hey, Bedazzled is low key one of my favorite fucking movies by him. That's a funny ass movie.
Because Liz Hurley's on it, so you know, with her British accent,
and then Monkey Bone is funny too. But like,
he has some dramatic chops on him. You know, he's done some dramatic movies like The Quiet American and stuff like that. He can act.
Never heard of that.
Well, he actually can act. I mean, I know him from that film we spoke about, California Man, years ago. I know it's a different name where you guys are.
Isn't it Encino Man or something?
Something like that, where he's a caveman or something or whatever. But I know him since then. I've been a fan. But my point is right. So you see all these people, not talking about fans. I'm talking about Hollywood in general. You see all these Hollywood producers and filmmakers and all that saying, oh my God, it's such a good, he's so good. Oh, we're going to give him this resurgence and all that. Where would they, when he was down on his knees, when he was going for auditions because he had because he had put on weight and maybe lost a bit of hair, doesn't mean that he's a bad actor. He wasn't given because he didn't have the same looks he had then, and nobody gave a shit. And because of the fans, and I will say because of the fans' love for him over the last few years, they've brought him to the surface, and producers are going, damn, people like this guy. Let's get him back and get him to that. That's the way I feel. But the way I feel is, as much as I love Hollywood, it can be a real shallow place. And I feel that Where were these people when he was on his knees, when he really needed them, when he could have done with a bit of help? Do you know what I mean?
I don't think A24 did that because people like him though.
No,
I think A24
no.
did it just because A24 does that shit.
No,
Like,
no, I agree.
they
I don't
invited.
mean
I mean, what's her Daniel Radcliffe did Swiss Army Man with A24, which is a fun ass movie, you know.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, they had Robert Pattinson, who was already considered washed because
no, I don't mean like A24 not being long around.
No, I'm just let me build here, sir. Good lord. So A24 did that. Then they did Robert Pattinson. He did The Good Times, and then after that they had you made me lose my train of thought, dude. Then what's his name? Uncut Gems. Adam Sandler.
Oh yeah.
He was considered washed. You know, like his movies are considered washed, and then he had a slight rejuvenation out of it. A24 is literally the hyperbolic time chamber for actors that people have once considered to be washed. But I will say, Brandon Fraser got a lot of praise after he did that Young Justice show. I think it's like it's a DC show.
No, it's not young. Ugh.
It's a DC show.
It's a DC TV show, yeah.
And he's like a robot or some shit.
Yeah, he's supposed to be good.
And he got a lot of praise for that shit. Like a lot of praise for that shit. And I would give a lot just to hear Brandon say, "Es cocaína! Es cocaína!" one more time, dude. That was the funniest fucking movie. If you guys know what movie I'm talking about, say it in the chat. But go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead with your monologue.
There's nothing else to say. It's just no A24. I don't mean that. I mean just all these Hollywood producers that
Doom Patrol. That's what it is.
Doom Patrol. Yeah, he would go to auditions and people because he didn't have the look he had back when he was the mummy and all that because he was put on weight and he was losing his hair. I even saw articles a few years ago saying how the mighty has fallen. And I was like, I can't believe you put this. Like, you kick a guy when he's down. This is a few years ago. And I'm like,
what movie did he fall off after, though?
I'm not sure. I do think it might have been that one where it was Journey to the Center of the Earth. It seemed because it didn't do as well as they were hoping.
Maybe, yeah, okay.
To be after that, he kind of started disappearing. The Mummy 3 didn't do as well as they had hoped, to be honest. And he's just because the movies weren't doing well and he put weight on, he lost his hair, or he started going bald, and he just, but all these Hollywood people that did a standing ovation there recently. Do you remember you seen about that?
I heard about that.
I'm like, yeah, they're all clapping. Yeah, great. But where were you when he needed them? Like, and I'm just
exactly right. Like, where were you at?
It annoyed me. I was
wasn't with me shooting in the gym.
The fans, the people that liked and loved him for years, and they keep going on about him, brought him to the surface. And he started putting his name on people's lips in Hollywood again. And that's why he's getting resurgent. So I'd say to you guys, the fans out there, it's you who done this for Brendan Fraser. And I hope this film...
Superboy just said something interesting.
You
mentioned Nick Cage, who was also another person that got his career rejuvenated by a bunch of indie movies. He said leaving Las Vegas, but I remember I felt like Mandy strangely resurfaced Nicolas Cage's career. And then Pig honestly showed that he still has acting chops in him. Because that was a well-acted movie, by the way. Pig,
such a good movie.
And that's also an A24 movie, by the way. I'm just saying.
I want to point out, though, with Nicolas Cage is that despite his career kind of going down, he has been spanning out about 10 movies a year, where Brendan Fraser, 0. Do you know what I mean?
That's because Nicolas Cage was like, fuck it, I'm about to make some money. Like,
yeah, but no, according to what I know, Brendan Fraser couldn't get work. Do you know what I mean? So, look, I don't go on about, but I want to ask you guys. I mean, what do you think? Are you looking forward to seeing The Whale? Do you care about Brendan Fraser? Do you give a shit about it? Yeah. Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe as normal. But for you in the live chat, what have you got to say about it?
Giselle said, my man, Brendan Fraser. And then CLJ said, Brandon's back babies. What the fuck? I don't know what that means, but that shit sounded funny though. Hannah says The Whale is Oscar bait, but Brendan Fraser deserves a good role.
Yeah.
Look, any A24 movie is low-key Oscar bait.
It is.
Let's see. CLJ said, let's support A24. Let's see. Max came in. Max, who's this? Max Mashup Man XXXXXXXX says, hello, people. What's up, Max? Say something. Say something in the chat, homie.
It's Richard.
That's Richard?
It's Richard.
Also, aren't people named Richard? Their names are also Dick.
Actually, if you knew him, that's kind of fitting. And I know. So,
Giselle
yeah,
Bonilla. Oh wow, I didn't know all that. See, you ruined it for Giselle. Thank you, sir.
you're welcome. Always to please you.
All right, so support Super Clark says Black Panther was one of the weakest Phase 5 movies, but Black Panther 2 will be arguably the best Phase 4. I don't know about that, sir. That's some blasphemy out of your mouth. Black Panther is literally one of the best MCU movies, but that's a conversation for another day. Brandon Fraser is so good in all of his films, loved the Mummy films, and even loved his film Furry Vengeance. It got some hate, but thought it was hilarious. Okay, all right.
Will say that I am a fan of his, and always has been since actually the California Man. As I said, I've always liked him.
Hannah Jones is plugging a movie called Uncle Frank, Amazon original movie, the best LGBTQ plus movie I've seen in ages.
Okay, thanks for telling us. Anyone want to watch that and let us know?
All right. He always tells you the whole movie. Damn. See, look, see what I'm saying? Paul Thurling says it.
Welcome. I didn't tell you nothing. I just gave you the plot because the trailer did.
Look, that was more than a synopsis, homie. Brandon Fraser looks like he's eating Brandon Fraser. Hey, that's messed up matchup.
I'm getting the hate.
That's messed up matchup. Don't be doing that. British Davy, cheerio, mate, and all that good stuff. Encino Man, yes, that's what I was talking about. True Hollywood cares for Fraser now.
California Man.
Let me see. CLJ says True Hollywood cares for Fraser now. Seriously, Del Boys on point.
Thank you. I know.
And Giselle says, tell them, Del Boy. Amen.
I told them, and I had you in mind, Giselle.
Hallelujah.
Giselle, just want to point out to everyone that Giselle has a horror group. It's a Horror Resurrection on Facebook. It's a really great group that I like to talk to people in there. It's really good. And she is one of the most important people in there. But I happen to know that Giselle is a big Brendan Fraser fan. Yes. And I mentioned we were going to talk about him. She has been a fan of his before all this resurgence. She's been supporting him. And people like her is the reason why we're getting him in The Whale. And that just pointing out big love to you.
Justin says, Davey said, hyperbolic time chamber. I'm done. Doom Patrol is amazing. Yeah, Journey. Then he had an accident that ruined his back. Oh, okay. So CLJ says Brandon Fraser had an accident that ruined his back. Sounds like this could do it. Yeah, it was the Journey one. After that, MIA. Unbearable weight of the massive talent was awesome. I heard about that. Well, I love Nick Cage even when he has bad
accusations that he had. I don't want to get into it, but he'd been kind of had advances made at him as well and stuff like that. He was forced. I don't know much, all of the details, but I know there's a few number of things that
Harvey Weinstein.
No, but it had that kind of ring to it. To be honest with you,
yeah, it was like if you want your career to continue, you know what you got to do. All right, low key, I like Brendan Fraser and Dudley Do Right. In the first Mummy movies, Fraser had that car accident. Not seen them yet. Laugh out loud. What movie you guys looking forward to that has been announced? We're gonna talk about that, sir. We're gonna get it. We're gonna get there.
Is that it?
Go ahead.
Yeah,
that's it.
So, next topic, and this is quite new news for anyone who's interested, and I be one of them. And I think I'm going to let David do most of the talking on this because he knows more about it than I do, but I know a few things. So this is Snoop Dogg Double G. Yeah, Shizzle with Mo and
It's D-O-double-G, sir. Get it right.
All right, sorry. But yeah, so as it was announced the other day that he and the name of his what's it called him?
Death Row Records.
Death Row Pictures Records. Davey, take it away.
Let me take it away because you over here butchering this shit. All right, so Snoop Dogg has signed on to be an executive producer of his own biopic. He came into contact with Universal. They came into a contract together. If you guys don't know, Universal did the NWA movie. So Snoop Dogg has been waiting for the right writers, the right directors, and the right people to make his own biopic. And he has found it. They've signed on the original director for Menace to Society, one of the Hughes brothers. I forgot which one it is. Let me check real quick. So Joe Robert Cole, who wrote the first Black Panther movie, and then also Alan Hughes is who directed Menace to Society. So that's the director and the writer. So those are some big names tied to this project, to be honest with you. The writer from Black Panther and then the director from Menace to Society.
You say
also
Dead Presidents.
Dead Presidents.
Yeah, they were good movies. I mean,
Dead Presidents, Book of Eli. Yes.
Book of Eli. Yeah, Denzel Washington. I actually really like that movie. I've watched it a few. Gary Oldman. That's a really good movie. So it's onto a good start here. Now, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, I really think he has something to say. There is a story to be told there. This guy,
Hell yeah.
I mean, he's been through it. He was accused of murder. He's been in gangs. Him up, which is it Suge Knight?
Yeah.
No, Suge Knight and all that kind of stuff. What happened with the murders and all that? And I'm just saying is that, you know, and today he's a celebrity, a likable, fun type of a fella. And whether you like rap or not, you know who he is. And he does come across as a pretty nice guy. He's quite funny. I've seen him at roasts and stuff. He's actually quite funny.
Yeah, he's funny as hell.
But he has a story to tell. There is something I wanted to say about him, just for you know. So I need to confirm the actual when and how, but I'll tell you what I know. So a few years ago, he was in the UK touring, doing whatever. I don't know what he was doing. He was here. And he was driving past a youth center where there was these kids and they were painting their young kids painting the youth center with like just trying to brighten it up. He stopped the car and got out and spent the rest of the day painting it with them with no cameras around or nothing. I mean, like, you didn't have to, but can you imagine being one of those kids saying, I spent the day painting with Snoop Dogg? Like, you know, this guy has a story to tell. He seems like a nice guy. He's been through all of it. He knows. So that's a film I'd like to see. And
he has it. Because when you really think about it, you have his early life that a lot of people don't know about. So that's going to be interesting as well.
Yeah.
Then you have the story about him before when he met Dre and then signed to Death Row, and then all the crazy stuff that happened when he was on Death Row. Then you have the conflict he had with Tupac before Tupac died, and then you also have the conflict that he had with Suge Knight when he was trying to get out of his record deal, and it ended up going to No Limit. And then you have his career after that and everything that followed that as well. So, I mean, it's a hell of a story to tell.
Yeah, as long as they do it right. But the director, as you said, did Menace to Society. He's done Dead
Book of Eli and Dead Presidents.
Yeah, no, you mean like,
and they got the writer from Black Panther.
Now it will be him partly producing this as well, right? Because it's Death Row Pictures. He's getting involved. He's bringing Death Row into the movies,
the movie business. I guess I didn't even know that.
You know, they should throw that in the film too. By the way, we're also making money doing this too. But I mean,
yeah, because that's pretty cool. He bought the old record label that originally put him on. So that's pretty cool.
I do think that he's definitely one person, a biopic that I would definitely really be interested in watching it. Will they do it right? I don't know, but they have all the right elements to do a really good story and a good director, great character. And as I said, like whether you like rap music or not, it doesn't matter. Everyone knows who he is. And he does, if you see him in interviews and on his own, he's actually kind of a nice, he's approachable. Like he just seems kind of like he's funny, he's witty, he's just a nice guy. But
yeah, he started a youth football league over here, and he's there all the time. That Snoop Dogg league, he started a bunch of like little leagues in LA, and he had all of these rappers like sponsor a team. So all these LA rappers sponsored a team, and then like that's why we have all these different little football leagues out here, like for kids. So he's the big reason behind that. He called it the Snooper Bowl or something like that. It's funny.
But he's a you know, he's definitely an icon. He's been around for a while, and I still remember that first song that I know of was Snoop Doggy Dog. That was, I remember that.
Wow,
anyway,
wow,
yippee, yeah, it's a good. But anyway, as I said, like I think it's good. But what do you guys think? I mean, do you looking forward to it, or do you just going to give it a pass? I will say this before I carry on. There's been a few life stories recently that's come out, and including Queen and Bohemian Rhapsody, that were not at all accurate. Now,
Snoop Dogg executive producing this one might change that.
Maybe, but I really hope, like, when you watch it, when they do this film, they don't, and everything's going to be dramatized, and that's fine. We get it; it's a movie. But I really hope that they stick, because he has a story. Just tell the story, like Freddie Mercury had a story. Tell the
I
actual
just hoping
story.
they like Elvis. Elvis was such a fucking disappointment.
That's what I'm saying is with Elvis. Like, there's just so many piss takes and changes and overlooks, and I don't mind certain things, but then you're watching a film, you're like, this had nothing to do with the real person. What am I watching this for? This isn't real. This is just a movie. But I hope it's real. I hope they stick to a legit kind of accurate story. But my question is to you guys, do you want to see it? Do you care? Do you want to give it a pass? Do you hope it's accurate? Let us know in the comments below. Like and subscribe, as I keep saying, and let us know. Now, for the people in the live audience, what have you got to say?
So somebody says, let's see, David Scott says, in a review on Glass Onion looks good, like Knives Out. Well, it's a Knives Out film. But then look what I got in my email.
Screener.
Yeah. And what is that for?
Glass Onion.
Anyway, so let's see. David Scott says, any review on that? Who else popped in? Irish Jim says all the pimps in the crib drop it like it's hot. Del Boy butchering Snoop Dogg as usual.
What? Who said that?
Mashup.
You know what? You are a dick.
All right. So Hannah says Snoop Dogg producing his own biopic. Isn't that a bit pretentious? No. Well, I mean, you can say it like that, or you could just say he wants to get it right.
Or he just wants to make a lot of money.
That too. Giselle, I would watch it. Snoop got a story to all the way back when the beef was real. Exactly. Not like it's fake ass. My favorite quote from Snoop Dogg is from the film Starsky and Hutch when he says, there once was a time when you went to the bathroom here against the wall, you did it on the outside. Wait, what? There once was a time when you went to the bathroom here against the wall, you did it on the outside? I don't get it.
He played Starsky and Hutch. He
made Huggy Bear, yeah.
That was it, yeah.
I'm not interested in a biopic. Nothing against Snoop Dogg.
Well, that's the way some people are. Some people aren't interested, you know.
Not trying to hate. I never was into gangster rap.
You don't have to be.
He also went to college with Cameron Diaz. Let's see. Hannah says, agree with you. Still haven't seen Straight Outta Compton. Not interested. That was a good movie, though. Giselle, he dodged the Tupac and the Notorious B.I.G. situation because he was smart enough to stay neutral when it got heated. True. Snoop knows how to make the Benjamins. At least he's not acting in it. Dude doesn't have the chops. That's fucked up. Let's see. Superboy. Wonder if they will bring up his Just Eat ads. Jonathan loves Snoop Dogg's Corona commercial. Love Gangsta Paradise. What the fuck? That was Coolio. Anyway.
What the fuck?
Del Boy's going Oasis again. Mashup. He not as good a singer as Franco, the X Factor champion. I'm Coolio. Yep, bad influence. They talking nonsense. Yeah, like his lifestyle is interesting enough of a hell of a story. That was a joke. Was that he was now pistol on the side of the wall? Okay, got you. I don't know. I gotta rewatch the movie. But anyway, so we are all caught up. R.I.P. Coolio, and there we go. Caught up.
Right. So we have one more little bit of news for you for people who are interested in this kind of thing. And I know this guy on this side here, he knows all about this news. Now, we spoke about it last week, but we're going to talk about something new that's come out. And it is
Godzilla and Kong.
Take it away, Davey, from the 80s.
All right, so Godzilla and Kong, Legendary has announced that they have changed. Well, they didn't even announce it. Some photos were leaked about basically the crew and their merchandise and their swag and things that was given away on set, like hats, bottles, things like that. And it looks that the movie is now officially being called Godzilla and Kong instead of being Godzilla versus. Originally, it was supposed to be called Godzilla versus Kong Origins, but it looks like they are changing the name to Godzilla and Kong. It makes more sense because this is like more of a team up film anyway. So that title makes way more sense. As far as I know right now, the movie has finished. doing essential photography in Australia, and next year will be used to promote the movie and also do some filming. So that's all I know right now, but that looks like what is going to be the title. It's not really as interesting as I thought it would be. I thought they'll maybe put like a subheader on it or something, like Godzilla and Kong. I don't know, when worlds collide, some shit. I don't know. Like you could have put like a subtitle on that shit or a subheader and kind of made it a little bit more interesting. But I mean, it is what it is. We'll see. Like I said, the synopsis of the movie is that Godzilla and Kong team up to fight something that's been deep within the earth. So I don't know if this is an original monster. I don't know if it's one of the Toho monsters that they recreated, but we shall see when the time is right. What do you guys? What do you think,
not to get confused, but last week we spoke about a new Godzilla movie that's coming out, and this is a separate movie. So for people who don't know, Toho originally made Godzilla, and they were Asian movies, and they're
the Japanese production company behind it.
They have. Last week, they announced they're doing a new Godzilla movie, Toho, in November. So this is a sequel. This one we're talking about now isn't nothing to do with that one. This is
it's in the MonsterVerse.
Godzilla versus Kong. So just to make that clear to people going, oh, but what about no? So this is
so this is the legendary
Warner Brothers
legendary sequel. So the Godzilla 2016. The Godzilla King of the Monsters that came out after that, the Godzilla versus Kong. This is within that universe. This is not tied to the Toho Japanese franchise at all. This is its own American spinoff.
What did you think of Godzilla versus Kong? I quite enjoyed it.
Oh, yeah, it was enjoyable. I mean, if you're a huge Godzilla fan, such as I am, then you're going to see all the little Easter egg, the callbacks, and things like that. But you also knew that Kong didn't stand a fucking chance against Godzilla when you really think about it in retrospect. But yeah, I mean, it was a fun movie. I loved it. I liked it. It was cool. Now we got to see where it goes from there.
I liked all the colors, the effects, the neon lights in the city and all that. It looked really good. It was a good story. When I say it's a good story, it is a story. I mean, what else are you going to do? But as I say, I hate when they involve the humans too much because I don't give a shit about them. But
that was a problem with King of the Monsters.
Yeah, that was, oh my God. And actually, I found that Shin Godzilla, which is Toho, suffered a bit from that too, to be honest with you. It was good as it was. We see a lot of human involvement, a lot. But again,
that makes more sense because that's their format, right? So when you watch a lot of Godzilla movies, you notice there's a format. You see this mofo at the beginning somewhere at the beginning of the movie, you're introduced to him. He disappears, he comes back in the middle, and then you get the final act at the end. It's always been like that. Like that's how all the original Godzilla movies are formatted. You see him in the beginning, there's talking, there's some sort of conflict in the middle, da 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 da. He pops up again in the middle, conflict, da 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 da, talking, and then you have the final fight or the final little showcase of the monster, and then you end the movie. So that's a Toho format. So I can't get mad at Toho for staying true to their own format, but I can get mad at Legendary for biting that format and making it as boring as possible.
Right. I just want to say to everyone that you guys had a go at me for giving up the synopsis of the whale. He just gave us every Toho story plot just there right now in front of everyone. And you're having a go.
No, I gave you the format. I didn't give you the
format to every movie, he said. So there you go.
No, but that's the format. That's not the plot. Like now, if I were to tell you, like, oh, freaking Godzilla versus Mecha Godzilla, the first one was about these monkeys from outer space trying to like invade.
That sounds good.
Nah, that's legitly what the hell it's about these alien monkeys, bro. They're trying to take over the planet, and they created Mecha Godzilla in order to do
like a film that I'd like to see. That'd be
It's funny as hell. You should watch it.
I will. But you know what? It looks like that is it. That's all the news we have. I mean, there is a lot of news that comes out, and we have to choose what we're going to talk about because we can't fit it all in, and we lose you all anyway. So we had to pick out whatever we could. We don't do another one during the week because we haven't got a big enough community to do this yet. So help us out, subscribe, and we will start doing more, hopefully more if we get bigger. But have you any questions about Godzilla or anything else you'd like to ask us about? Where do I go and get my hair cut and stuff like that? Just anything, baby.
Sorry, guys. You know, you will not agree, but I haven't seen nothing coming out of Hollywood that's worth going to have a good night at the cinema years ago. Always something epic to watch. Now, not so much, I
I'll
guess.
tell you
I
why.
mean,
It's because it's the movies are saturated. When back years ago, we would get the blockbuster, summer blockbuster, and there would be a handful in the summer. Those summer blockbusters now have gone from there to February to April to November, now December. Well, we always had Christmas, but it's just saturated. Now, you could say in some ways we're spoiled for choice because we weren't back in the day, but we're spoiled for choice. So I understand what you're saying, but just embrace what we have.
all right, I'm feeling kind of meh about the Godzilla thing. I mean, I understand.
Fans will like
It's not
it.
everybody's cup of tea.
No,
It's not everybody's cup of tea.
cup of tea. It's not everyone's
tea.
coffee and donuts.
Hannah Jones, big up to Guillermo del Toro, who creates new monsters. Stop plugging the same shit and make something new. I mean, look, hold up.
Yeah, he's
But
Pinocchio.
Guillermo del Toro was just trying to push for what? In the Mountain of Madness, and that's a freaking H.P. Lovecraft thing, right? Come on, we can't do that.
I do know that he's got Pinocchio coming out very soon. Well, we've got Pinocchio there recently, and we've seen a few. But yes, Pinocchio. To be honest with you, going by what I've seen, I'm looking forward to seeing this. I can't remember. So coming out soon, but it's a Pinocchio done by him. So hopefully that's good. What we got?
All right.
Did you enjoy Godzilla versus Kong? All right.
He said he didn't enjoy it because Godzilla got whooped Kong's ass. Why I muted the chat? Ask you guys a question. What previous films? Okay, here we go. Here's a question. Ask you what previous films not really talked about, but really good that you think they should have a second part or a remake? Oh shit.
What should have a second, the sequel? You mean sort of thing?
Something else. Oh, The Guest. That's my pick. If they don't do it, they better. The Guest needs a freaking sequel.
You caught me on the spot here.
I want to say Drive too, but I heard that Drive has like an illegitimate sequel.
I would think The Guest kind of feels like there's more there.
Well, yeah, The Guest, yeah. I kind of would like Drive too. Drive was good.
Yeah, I'd like to see
What
a
else?
sequel to Back to the Future.
Oh, that would be cool. What else? Best movie quote ever. Let me think. Hold up. The heart. He has no heart. Then kill him. No, he ain't earned the death. He ain't earned the death at my hands. This is going to be God's only man, spared by the butcher. And then you hear the girl in the background like, no. Movie. What movie is that?
I don't want to say, but I already know because it's literally on
everybody. What movie is that? And then also another one is
Gangs in New York.
Yeah, Gangs in New York. Another one is
I'm New York.
There's like this long ass monologue about Thomas Jefferson and there's this long ass monologue about Thomas Jefferson and about the founding fathers of America, and then he turns around and say, "America's not a country; it's a business. Now, fuck you, pay me." What movie is that from?
I know "Fuck You, Pay Me" is from Goodfellas, and that is a big quote in it's a classic quote in Goodfellas. But I know you haven't seen Goodfellas, so it ain't that. Mine is Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction. You know, when he's
Killing Me Softly. That's where mine is from.
You know, when Samuel Jackson about to shoot someone in Pulp Fiction. You know, my name is the Lord when I put my vengeance upon thee. I think that's one of the best ones. Thanks for the question, though.
Godzilla versus Kong. Leave Your Brain at Home movies the past years that we'll look forward to. Hope also has Millie Bob Brown. I think she's becoming. Millie Bob Brown was annoying as fuck in the movie.
She gets on my nerves a little bit too, yeah. And apparently she's a bit of a madam in real life. You know,
what's your face? I'm assuming Jim is saying what's our favorite Del Toro movies?
Hellboy.
Yeah, I've got to say Hellboy, hands down. I was thinking the same thing too.
And Pan's Labyrinth was pretty good though, but Hellboy definitely 1 and 2. I don't know why they didn't do a third. Just don't.
Look, Gangs in New York has so many fucking quotables. Oh, Pan's Labyrinth. You know what? I changed my mind. Pan's Labyrinth is gangster. I love that movie. Gangs in New York. Gangs in New York has so many freaking quotables. You have no clue.
All right. So do you know that
should they do more Terrifier movies or should they stop with this one?
They, no, of course, there's got to be more.
There's going to be another one.
But you know,
Show me the money.
there's going to be a Gangs of New York TV show series.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, of course they're going to do more. You've got to see another 2 at least. But will they milk it?
They're going to milk that. Let's see.
Earlier when we were talking before this, from here. I hope they don't commercialize it too much where it becomes to the point where it's nothing but CGI and just milking certain, just making it, losing its indie feel, where the real, you know, the actual 80s kind of low budget, whatever. I hope they just don't.
If they want to keep that unratedness, they have to keep crowdsourcing.
Yeah,
they have to. Hannah Jones says scariest movie ever. All right, look. So I want to say The Exorcist, right? But then also movies that kind of fucked me up as an but I saw that as a kid, so that's different. But a movie that fucked me up as an adult was Saw fucked me up as an adult, and I'm gonna explain why. And then also the Poughkeepsie tapes fucked me up as an adult, and I'll tell you why. Saw messed me up because we saw that shit in this grimy ass, gritty movie theater in Huntington Park in LA. And we're walking down the street, and it's like late as shit at night. And Huntington Park looks like the part where the movie theater is at. It looks grimy as shit. So you're walking, you sit, and you hear like footsteps and shit, but you turn around and you don't see nobody and shit. And out of nowhere, this fucking guy pops out of nowhere and starts puking on the fucking floor. And I was like, what the fuck? It was just creepy because you just had this movie where this guy just secretly got drugged and then woke up in a fucking place that he never knew. Like, you know, he doesn't know where he's at. He doesn't know what happened or anything. So that fucked me up. And then also the Poughkeepsie tapes. It's a movie that's shot from the point of view of a serial killer. So he has a camcorder and he's going inside this house and he's moving around the house and he's just watching these people live their normal lives and they don't even know he's there. And like it's such a gritty movie and it feels so legit that it kind of left me shook for a minute. What about you?
The Titanic. I'm only kidding. The Omen. I think one of the most frighteningest movies of all time, and I still think it's pretty scary at the top of my head, is The Omen. So it's just something eerie about that film. And is it about to do to when it was made in 76? I don't know. But all I know is you don't see any monsters in it, but you just feel that monster there through the whole film watching, and the devil. You just feel he's there like through the whole thing. You don't see him, but you know. And with that music and all, you know, made by Richard Donner before he made Superman, of course. But it's just the whole eeriness of the thing. Just a quick little thing, and I've said this before. There's a scene in the hospital where mom is thrown out the window by the nanny. Well, that's my local hospital. So every time I go there, I hear that fucking tune going, and I'm like, oh no, I'm just gonna go. But I will say Omen. Recently, there's a couple. I will say The Conjuring gave me chills, and I will say the Hereditary. That gave me some chills. There was a few moments that probably didn't scare other people, but give me a fright. Was towards the end. Spoilers. There's a shadow of a man standing at a door, and he's naked. But for a few seconds, I'm like, "What the hell is that?" I was like, "What the hell is that?" You know, naked man standing at a door, but it didn't look human. It looked something was wrong with it, and I was like, "That gave me the shivers a little bit." So yeah, don't mind too. Top of my head.
All right, and then we have let's see. Giselle says, "I know it. Oh, I know it by heart because of your channel." Oh, that's funny. Yeah, because I have it on my spare thing. When a Babysitter Calls was a good movie. Who else?
Seen that.
Let's see. Megan is Missing. I had you watch that. You fucking hated it. What else? Let's see. Looking for questions. Insider Man on TV. What did you guys think of Megan is Missing? I liked it. It was cool. I think the ending kind of set it off. But Del Boy didn't like it.
I probably would enjoy it the second. It's just there was a lot of digging going on for about half an hour, and now you look back and it is quite frightening to see what was going on with the digging, and it's so the realistic of it. I was just like, well, what's next? What's happening? I was waiting for more to happen, and it didn't. But you look back on it, and it was quite creepy. I think it was Hannah who asked that question, and just out of interest, what is your most scariest movie? Just out of interest, while Davey's on his phone.
Yeah, I'm texting the twins.
He's bored. Oh, we're doing a video afterwards.
Yeah, we're going to try to knock that video out real quick. But let's see. Last question. Funniest actor working today. I don't know, dude. I don't find that many people funny.
Maybe Sacha Baron Cohen. Yeah, maybe him. I mean, a lot of people will jump on and say, "What's his name from Step Brothers? What's his name from the Anchorman? What's his name? Will Ferrell." Will Ferrell.
I don't know. I don't find.
Not
I don't
comedian.
like. I don't know.
It's hard. Sometimes I don't find a specific person funny. I find a film funny, and I do
Yeah,
think
exactly.
Step Brothers is one of my favorite films. And I never liked Will Ferrell up to that point. I just thought, but as I say, like slap in the face or punch in the gut.
Slap in the face.
No, punch in the gut.
Why?
Because I've been punched and slapped quite a few times, and there's nothing worse than being slapped in the face because you instantly want that person dead. Punch in the gut gives you a few seconds to go, oh, it hurts. That slap, that sting, I swear to God, just don't do it. Don't do it. That's it. Tough question, Hannah Jones.
All right. So it was amazing coming with you guys today. You guys showed up in full numbers. We have 16 people in here right now. Thank you guys for trooping on through. We appreciate it so much. Do us a favor though. Make sure if you are not subscribed to my channel or Del Boy's channel, you go ahead and mosey on over there and subscribe to both of our channels so you guys get the notification from either channel that we are going live. We're trying to get this Wakanda Forever review, spoiler review going. So that should be up probably today. I got a horror haul coming up because I got to go pick something up, which is actually going to be really cool, very unique, collectible that probably none of you guys have seen before. And trust me when I say that, it's going to be big. Make sure that when you guys come back next week, you guys bring a friend, tell a friend, bring as many people as possible. Next week, we want to have 20 people in here. And then the following week, we want 30 people in here. So let's make it a goal as a community to build on each other. Let's build on every single episode and make it better.
Yes. Thank you. You said it. You took all the words out of my mouth. But thanks for everyone for turning up. Thanks for all the people I asked. And it's been great and enjoyed all the questions. Warp Ship Down traumatized me too. But no, really, thank you for all that. I'll be doing a video this week, something to do with trailers that ruined movies, trailers that came out and literally spoiled the whole movie. I'm going to do something on that this week. And please stay tuned. Now, join us next Sunday for more. We'll have all the latest news and movies. And if there's a topic that's popped up throughout the week that we don't know about, please comment below and let us know that we might use it as a part of a topic to use. It would be interesting because it's not.
Oh, yeah, make sure to like this damn video. The algorithm likes you guys liking these videos.
Yes, press the thumbs up, like it because they like it. YouTube has been pretty tough on me recently, so help me out, guys. Anyway, look, that's it for us. Goodbye, Davey.
All right. And then see you.
Bye, everyone. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week. But for now,
see you all soon, you royal boobs. I can't wait.
That actually went really well. We had like 16 people in there. Like at one point,
my mouth is still over it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Don't forget to spit.
Too late.
Let's see if these two fuckers are going in.
There's a lot of people there, right? So Mashup Man, Hannah, Louise, CLJ, Giselle. I don't know who that is. There's a few.
It's not